My name is Titilola Vaivadini. I'm privileged to serve as coordinator, Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team. Support services available at DS Realty. We look at these issues from a multidisciplinary approach. So cases involving domestic and sexual violence require a multidisciplinary approach to resolving these issues. So we have legal, psychosocial support, emergency relief, medical assistance, emergency assistance, empowerment, programs for survivors. So for instance, for legal support, certain survivors require legal representation in court. If they want to file, for instance, file for restraining order, file for divorce, file for separation, or even file for custody of the children. So we have that service available for them. In certain circumstances, we may need to go in and rescue the survivor. That's where the emergency assistance comes under. And so we go as a team in a partnership with the relevant ministries and the law enforcement to ensure that the survivor is rescued and necessary rehabilitation services are offered. As regards empowerment, this is very key for us, especially for domestic violence, because we've come to find out that majority of our survivors remain in abusive relationships because they are financially dependent on the abuser. So last year, the governor established a domestic and sexual violence trust fund to address this issue, to empower women by providing bespoke empowerment programs. And then it comes with grants and trainings for them to, if it's a small business they want to embark on, they need some level of training as per accounting, managing their books, how do they advertise appropriately, how do they reach out to their market audience and all of that. So we have that that system in place, this program in place where people can apply. They write to the Honorable Attorney General, who also serves as the chairman of the DS Realty, and then if the application is favorably considered, they are given a grant. So we look at this, as I said, from a multidisciplinary approach. We have an end-to-end process where we engage the survivors and ensure that they receive a holistic response. As regards psychosocial support, this is so key because certain times we have some survivors that say they want to remain in the relationship. And if we're privileged to engage the supposed abuser, and if the abuser admits that they have a problem, then it makes the work very, very easy because we're able to refer both of them for psychosocial therapy, where we expose clients to therapeutical sessions, and we're able to monitor their progress. And after that, then they go for marriage counseling. And then we see that perhaps they are able to work out their differences in a civil manner. In the instance where the alleged abuser is not willing to submit him or herself for psychosocial therapy, we ensure that we engage the survivor and ensure that the survivor receives the psychosocial support, because we mustn't forget the emotional trauma that these survivors go through. Physical, we can treat by engaging the hospitals or by receiving medication, but the emotional, the verbal, the mental abuse has to be addressed psychologically, and that's where psychosocial comes in. Okay, we're starting to see an increase in reportage of these cases. In 2016, we saw 450 cases. Last year, we saw 1,455. This year, first quarter, we have already seen over 300 cases. We are not excited because of the numbers. We are pleased somewhat in the sense that people are speaking up more, people are reporting more, and it is because they know that they have access to this. It's because they have access to these services. It's because they know that there are numbers they can call, there are offices they can visit, there are different programs that have been put by government to ensure that they receive some level of respite. And for those people that are interested in justice will be served. So we're seeing an increase in reportage, which can be attributable to the different services that we offer. We're also starting to see an increased number of people reporting on behalf of others. We have a mandated reporting policy in Lagos State. So we're seeing a lot of families, friends or neighbors or guidance counselors. We're seeing people reporting on behalf of people that will not normally report, either because of stigma, because of fear, of unbelief, or they're just basically weakened in their spirit. So it is commendable that we're seeing people seeing themselves as mandated reporters and as whistleblowers, of course, granted that their confidentiality will remain. For survivors out there, we believe your story. It is not your fault. You are not to blame. Please speak up, speak out, and get the help you need. And to the perpetrators out there, be aware that in Lagos State, rape, domestic violence are all criminal actions, and if we would ensure that justice is served.